Erev Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This week's Parashat Vayigash, we are finally getting the reuniting of Yaakov and Yosef after 22 years that Yaakov is convinced his son is dead. And with that, we have the brothers go after the big reveal, I am Yosef, is my father still alive? The brothers go back to Yaakov and they say, Yosef is alive and he's the ruler of Egypt. And Yaakov doesn't believe them. And then he sees the wagons, the agalot, and he says, my son is alive. Why does seeing these wagons prove that his son is alive? Chazal teach us something. They tell us, they say, Yosef sends us as a sign to tell Yaakov the last thing that they learned together, the story, the halacha of Egla Arufa, a halacha that is about if a dead body is found smack in the middle between two cities and no one knows who is responsible for this death, then the elders from both towns come and they slaughter a calf over there, and the word for calf is egla, the word for wagon is agala, and it sounds very, very similar, and Yosef sends us as Yaakov as a sign. While that is a very big discussion of why is this a sign and why specifically this, there's another hidden message over here. Another thing that we have from a few parshas back is Yosef being able to overcome one of the world's biggest temptations and avoid sleeping with this beautiful woman, with Potiphar's wife. And Chazal tell us over there, what do they say? They say Yosef sees an image of his father. And because of that, he's able to avoid that sin. That is very, very, very powerful. Rav Yosef Tzvi Rimon, an amazing rabbi, an amazing educator, says the connection between these two things that we see over here is unbelievable. We see that the power of the connection between a parent and child is so powerful. It helps you avoid sin. It helps you avoid 22 years living as a ruler in an idol-worshipping society. Avoid assimilation, being able to stay connected. What is that connection? Sitting and learning Torah with your children. Having that relationship with your kids is so unbelievably powerful that Yosef remembers all of these things. He remembers the image of his father. He remembers the things that they've learned together. And he says, you see, I haven't forgotten. I'm still the same Yosef. I'm still connected. I still have that place of connection that no one believed would have even been possible. One of the commentaries says Yaakov doesn't believe that Yosef is still alive. Not the physical Yosef, but the neshama of Yosef. If they tell him Yosef is the ruler of Egypt, clearly he must have assimilated. But no, he's still the same Yosef. He sends me a sign of the last Torah that we've learned together. That connection that parents can have with their children has no substitute. You can have an amazing teacher, amazing educators. Find the best schools. That will not be a substitute to that connection that a parent should have with their children. It is difficult. We're all busy. We all have other things on our mind. But stop. Take the time. Sit and learn with your children. Yosef uses a word. When Paro talks to him and they're discussing of what needs to be done, Yosef uses a word that is only used one other time in the entire Torah. Lifleta. It will be saved. And where else is it used? Only by one other person. In one other place in the Torah. Yaakov, when he's describing a strategy for Esav, and he says, if Esav comes and attacks one part of the family, the other one will be saved. Lifleta. Even the words we use are so ingrained in our children. We need to be so careful about that. Make sure that we build that connection, nourish our children, and go and spend as much time as we could with them. And we have a Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to spend some time now with my children. Shabbat Shalom.